Holy shit.
We're back on.
We're fucking back. Holy shit. So this is episode 3, Skills Pay Bills TV.
I'm glad you're keeping track because I don't even know how many episodes we've done.
We've probably done like 30 something, but Skills Pay Bills TV, this is definitely episode number 3.
Nice.
And how do we want to start this off today?
What's up?
What's up?
Yeah.
What's up? Remember, no small talk. We're going right into it. What's up? What's up? How's everyone doing? What's up? So we're basically, let's start this episode off with, there is a wooden panel that hangs over our bed.
Yeah.
Right?
It's on my side.
On your side of the bed.
Uh-huh.
And there is a quote on there that basically reads, negativity is the enemy of creativity. Mm-hmm. This is a quote by one of the master filmmakers, somebody that I adore, David Lynch. He's like an artist that lives the art life. You know, he's a painter, musician. He does a bunch of beautiful things.
Yeah.
And this was his quote, negativity is the enemy of creativity.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to start off with that because that's something that hangs above our bed. It's something we see every day. So I really just wanted to know, what does that mean to you?
Well, I think we've talked about it in an episode before where it's like I have quotes all over the house, you know, like I have some on the sewing machine, I have some like everywhere, right? But that one really resonates with me because it's like I have to be creative, right? Like I have to be able to like come in and like create things and put things together and make it to where it's like people like it and people want to buy it, you know? So it's like for me, it's like that kind of like negativity of like, you know, oh, well, am I not good enough, or am I not this, or am I not that, or like just basic like negative things that happen into your life or whatever. Like that was always like a constant reminder of like, yeah, negativity doesn't go well with creativity. It actually like kills it.
Why?
Because it's like, I feel like with creativity, like when you're in a creative like mode, there's like joy and happiness and like that like freaking mentality. And when you're negative, it's just kind of like you're bitter and there's something wrong with you and you're just, you know, you have some shit you got to work out.
But then also, I mean, life, when we're living through this life, I mean, there's constant negativity all around us.
Yeah.
So it's like if negativity doesn't allow you to create, then how do you block out all that daily negativity that happens to people on a daily basis? You know,
obviously, like we're all living our own like separate lives where it's like everyone's battling their own fucking shit, right? But it's like you also have to keep in mind like what are all these like little things that we take for granted, right? Like being able to wake up in the morning, being able to like have freaking limbs you could use, where it's like we take a lot of that stuff for granted, you know? And those are the things that you're like, oh shit, maybe my life isn't that fucked up. Maybe my life isn't as, you know, and it's like, it's really like utilizing all those like little things that you wouldn't think are important. Like being able to be mobile, being able to walk, being able to like talk, being able to express yourself, like being able to button your shirt. There's a lot of people that can't do that. So it's like, if you can't see like those little things that you're able to do, then it's like, you know, those are the little things that like really keep you where you're like grateful. And, you know, and gratitude is like one of the biggest things of like having like a positive like mindset, you know? And it's like, I'm not freaking like the happiest person all the time or like positive all the time. It's like I am human, you know, but it's like I did like read a lot of like self-help books, and I went to therapy for a lot of like these things that I had to like overcome, you know. So for me, it was like one of those things of like what keeps you in like this positive like mindset of like always wanting to be like, oh my God, the grass is like green on my side, not on that other side, you know, or freaking like having like being super optimistic all the time instead of being like, oh, well, this, or creating excuses.
But you are also human.
Yeah.
Like you said, right? Like negative things or negative comments and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Does that affect you in any way?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, I am human. I'm a freaking Cancer. I'm a very emotional person, you know? So it's like, obviously, like, freaking comments and this and that. Like, they're like, with any kind of human, like, yeah, you're gonna feel like some kind of way, but at the same time, it's like constructive criticism and someone just being a fucking hater are two totally different things. And it's like really like getting to like that space of like, where's this comment coming from, and like, what does that say about that person? Because it's like, I don't have to like stoop to like a low to be able to make myself feel better. Like, I don't have to bash anyone to make myself feel better, because it's like, I'm doing my own thing. Like, I'm like hyper focused on like my goals, like my family, like what my fucking drop is gonna be. Like, I'm not over here like thinking like, how could I jab someone and make them feel like shit for 5 minutes, and then like that, like at the end of the night, like I have to suffer my karma.
But what I'm most interested in is after somebody gets jabbed, right?
Yeah.
Like, say something happens to you and then somebody negatively jabs you. Like, how do you get that Rocky mentality to just get back up? Like, that's what I like. How do you find that source of strength to be like, okay, that negative shit came at me, but how the fuck
it's
do
like
you...
dun 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 dun, and then like dun 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 dun.
Is that what you're thinking in your head? Is that what's going on? Okay, I need to start thinking that.
I mean, I feel like we all have like people, right, in our lives. Like, I remember I told my dad once, I was like, I want to be an artist, and he's like, no. And then then you're like, oh. And so there's always going to be people that are going to like either doubt you or anything like that. And it's just kind of like, watch me, fucking bitch. Watch me.
Because we do agree that, right, like, as somebody becomes more successful in their life,
yeah,
there is going to be more of that negative comments coming your way, more of that quote unquote hate. Right?
Yeah.
So we're saying that that's the truth. Like, okay, we want to be more successful. We know more hate's going to come.
Yeah.
So don't you eventually need to get into a mind state where you almost start not craving the hate, but you start looking at that negativity and hate as some sort of fuel that's going to keep fueling you up, you know, as like a motivation. You know, you're not fearing the hate. You're not fearing the negativity. You're almost internalizing it and letting it make you better.
Well, yes. And no, because it's like, it's really like converting that, right? Where it's like, I don't want like, it's like, yeah, you're seeing like people that are like doubting you and they're feeling some kind of way about you. And you're just kind of like, okay, well, where's this coming from? And then you're like, okay, whack, like purely hate. Like, you're just fucking hating and envious and all this and all that. And that's fine. Like, you know, it's like we all have those moments of like feeling insecure, because it's like you started off at the same time as this person and now they're doing great, and you're like, well, what about me? We get that. Mm-hmm. It's a freaking human thing, and comparison is really like a negative thing about like what people do in their lives. But at the same time, you also have to like, I'm not going to take negativity and be like, I'm going to feel this. It's like, I'll turn that into something where it's like, well, yeah, people are saying whatever they want to say, and that's fine. People are entitled to their opinion and everything like that. But it's like, I know who I am, you know? And it's like, at the end of the day, I get to, you know, like sleep at night knowing that it's like my integrity is intact. Like, I am who I say I am. And like, I'm not over here burning bridges with everyone and their mom. You know, it's like, I love relationships with people. I love cultivating relationships with people. So for me, I'm like, dude, like, I love having these connections, you know? It's like, I like people. I enjoy being around people. So it's like, I won't take it and, like, put it into something that I'm making, because it's like, I don't want my stuff and things that I'm making to have, like, negative energy. Like, I'll take it and I'll be like, okay, cool. Like, it's like everyone that, like, I've came across in, like, my career, where it was like one after another, like people that have like doubted me or had some kind of like negative thing towards me. Like, I look back now and I'm like, where are you now? Like, they've never surpassed that 5 years of like, oh, you're doing better than me. Cause it's like, dude, like, it's like, we're all like battling our own shit. And it's like, for someone to like have that much negative energy to try to like pull someone else down, that's like stinky pussy energy.
Well, that's an energy of somebody who's not taking any creative risk with their life, you know, because people that are out there taking risks, you know, they're not the ones that are highly critical of others. They're the ones that are saying, dude, keep going, keep going, keep going, because, you know, they're out there taking those same risks too.
Yeah.
You know, so we have to, But there is a difference between, people that are drinking the haterade and also constructive criticism. Constructive criticism, I think, is actually the most valuable thing.
Yeah.
You just have to judge when somebody's saying something to you like, hey, is this coming from a place of hate, or do they truly fucking care about my success and about the product that I'm trying to put out? And there are a lot of people that do, and they give you advice that will help you. Yeah. Because obviously we're not perfect. This podcast is not perfect. Like, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're not giving any advice. We're basically saying, hey, this is a creative outlet. You can watch and see how this is going, because we really are taking these risks. Yeah. Like, we're two people that are taking this creative risk for this brand, and you can see how this goes, and maybe you can learn something from it. Yeah. But we're not sitting here saying we're any kind of fucking experts and here, take this advice, this and this. We're saying like, hey, we're going through it right now, and we're trying to figure this shit out. Hopefully it's entertaining for you because, I know, right? This is our life, but this is like a creative kind of outlet for us.
Yeah. And like, for me, like, we reinvented the podcast. This is our third time. And for me, it was like one of those things where it's like, we do so much shit, it's like, we have a podcast, we have a nonprofit, we have our own business, we're doing like events, we're trying to raise a 9-year-old, and like, thank God she's like super independent and she's like amazing. And we're also trying to maintain a marriage and have like this household and do all this and all that. And then it's like stuff happens, and you're just kind of like, it's difficult to freaking go through like stuff like alone. So it's like, it's nice to have you around.
You too, 100%.
Yeah. But it's also one of those things where it's like, like, people are going to say like what they want to say, and that's totally fine. And it's like, like, the thing is that it's like, don't throw subliminals, like mention people by name, because then it's like
subliminals, like freaking 1990s hip hop beef.
This isn't the 90s. Like, say my name, I'm going to be Beyonce. Say my name, say my name or whatever, but it's like, don't like, and it's like, we're over here and like, it's like, I know like all the obstacles that we have as like brown entrepreneurs. And it's like, most of the time the hate comes from other brown people. And it's like, it's really disappointing, because it's like, we already have all these obstacles that we have to like come across, and then it's like your own people that are like trying to like have like this whole entire,
you're trying to climb out of the bucket, make success for yourself, and then you feel like a claw like sticking in the back of your ankle, like trying to pull you back down, saying no, if I can't do it, I don't want you to do it either. And like, that sucks.
Yeah. And I mean, I had to like do like a lot of like, like searching within myself and all that kind of stuff, and kind of like figure out like, why do we act the way that we act? Like, why am I a shitty person is basically why I went to therapy. Like, why do I have like these things that I can't stand about myself, and fixing those things. And along those lines, it's like, I figured out, it's like, there's people that like, they would rather like blame other people for like them not being able to do it, or this or that or whatever. And it's like, and it just says a lot about them.
Well, it's really hard work to work on yourself.
Yeah, it is really hard, because it's like, you have to come in like so close to like these things that really are like, that have damaged you as like as a kid, or as an adult, or like insecurities. Like, I needed to work on my insecurities, because I was a very insecure person, still am, and it's like, it has a lot to do with like my upbringing and all that, and I'm not afraid to say that, but it's like, being able to like be responsible for my own actions was like the biggest thing. And it's like, and I feel like there's a lot of people that they're not responsible for their actions. They just kind of want to be like, why am I getting all this shit thrown back at me? And then it's like, well, you just did a bunch of shit. So it's like, be responsible for your actions, and all this kind of like stuff. It's like, I'm not perfect, but it's like, I know that like, I have like a lot of like love and respect for people, and it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, the energy that you're putting out there is the energy that you're going to get back, and it's like, I don't have a problem with like uplifting others. I don't think that that's going to take away from my success, and it's like, I feel like I've worked really hard to be where I am right now. It's not even anywhere where it's not even close enough to where it's like I want to be, you know? And, you know, the final thing that I want to say about that is, you know, just hold on, because it's like, I'm only going to get better, you know? And it's like,
if you're out there hating, it's only going to get worse for you, right?
Well,
because Claudia is like a fucking rocket ship. You know, it's only going up.
That's what she said. No, but I mean, you know, it's like, don't be like that.
Yeah, don't
you
be
know?
like that.
Like,
just be cool. Just be
like,
cool. Come on.
Why are you like that?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, if you would like, I mean, it's also like one of those things where it's like, look, we get it, and like, you know, we get that, but it's like, it's not cool, and it's like I said, we have too many obstacles, and it's like, we're here to like uplift ourselves as like a community, you know? And it's like, and I took that responsibility, like with the nonprofit All for Logan, where it's like, hey, how could we create like these resources and opportunities for these small businesses here on Logan Avenue, right? And so for me, it's like, it would be fucking super hypocritical if I'm like, well, fucking this business, you know? And it's like, that's not like, I've never been like that. And it's like, it doesn't take away from anything that I'm doing to help another business, you know? And it's like, we take time out of our day to like have these events where it's like, these businesses could survive, you know, and be financially independent, you know? And it's like, if you are financially independent and you don't have to depend on people, I'm glad that that's your life, but it's like, some of us have to depend on people coming in and purchasing our items and supporting us. And it's like, and if that is a sellout mentality, I'm a fucking sellout. And I'm fucking proud of that, because it's like, guess what?
We're building this fucking brand.
It's like, how do you build a brand?
You don't. And that's why people who are not doing it will be the ones to criticize you. Yeah. Anybody who's trying this hard to do something, especially in the creative realm, will never fucking put that poisonous energy towards you.
Yeah.
It's only going to be people that are not, that are pissed off at themselves for not taking those same risks.
Yeah.
Because they see Claudia, they're like, oh my God, she's not like some crazy special person. Like,
No.
she just works really fucking hard.
Dude.
And you don't. Sorry.
I'm like,
it had to be said. It had to be said.
He got real Puerto Rican real quick.
That's my Puerto Rican side.
But I mean, it's like, it is what it is. And, you know, it's a great learning experience, you know, because it's like I see anything that like happens that you're not anticipating to happen. I see it as a learning experience where I'm like, dude, like, how can I learn from this? How could I not make this mistake again? You know, and how could I like grow? You know, and it's like, yeah, it sucks, like, you know, and it sucks. You see it in like celebrity like comments. They're like, she's to this or to that, and then you're like, I feel for you guys.
Well, remember we got our first round of like YouTube comments this weekend and everything like that, you know, and there was one guy who was like, oh my God, Claudia, you say like too much. Like.
Well, first of all, I'm from the Valley, so I am a Valley girl. And my sister used to make fun of me all the time. She's like, you fucking talk like a fucking, you know, this and that. And I'm like, so fucking what?
It is who you is.
Like, do you want me to start changing the way that I talk now? This is like 36 years in deep. Like, I'm not going to change that. And it is what it is. I mean, it's like, you know, I do say like a lot and like, you know, like whatever.
But also it's been getting better.
I really don't care about that.
I know, but I'm saying like there's no shame in like us all trying to improve our podcasting audio skills or whatever, because none of us, you know, have any experience in this. So nothing wrong with, you know, that kind of thing. But then we also got another comment where some guy was like, hey, who gave you a podcast? Who gave you guys a podcast?
My dad.
And we're like, motherfucker, nobody ever gave us shit.
He's like, I damaged you so much.
They didn't give us shit. We fucking Copy and Steal. We met up with Copy and Steal. They produced this podcast, but we all take part in creating this.
Yeah.
But nobody... There you go.
We're going to reply to your comment.
Thank you.
But it's, you know... It's like, I don't think people understand how podcasts work. Like, you could make your own podcast. And it's like, you just have to try hard.
Time management, effort,
and to like
planning,
do it and show up for yourself and be committed. And some people don't have that, and that's fine, and it's like, we like to make sure that like all the things that we do in our life, we do them all with like, let's do the best that we can with everything, right? And it's like, it's hard, like it's like this takes like time out of our day to be like, hey, like let's create this podcast and talk about fucking bullshit and this and that and and all that. But it's like, at the same time, it's like, it's not like fucking my rich dad fucking gave it to me. Like, do you not, like, it's like, no, it's like, we fucking work hard for this. Like, we take the time to freaking write everything down that we fucking have to talk about, all that kind of stuff. Like, we, it's not just like fucking,
we just plop us here and the show's already created for us and we're just fucking talking and somebody made this for us. It's like, no, we take pride and joy in planning out, like the process of planning out and executing a vision.
Yeah. But these are all just small-minded people that...
Next subject is a beautiful thing happening Saturday, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be the Posada, the first annual Posada here on the block.
Yeah.
And you're going to be designing a Chicano Claus outfit.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
Okay, so I'm really excited and nervous and all this kind of stuff. I feel like this week has been like... I've been ultra proud of myself for like keeping myself on a schedule and like just being like, I'm on a fucking roll. But then also at the same time, I'm very tired because it's like, it's just long freaking days. And so we're actually having our first annual Posada, which is on Saturday. We're going to have a procession from the bookstore, Libelula, all the way down here. We're having our own version of Santa Claus, which is Chicano Claus. And so his outfit is basically inspired by like the Chicano culture, all that kind of stuff. And so I'm creating like this whole jacket that's Santa inspired, doing something in the back. And
what's the jacket made out of?
So the jacket is made out of like a flannel like material. So it's like a red, like Christmassy kind of like flannel. It's going to have like that white, like Christmassy trim at the collar. And then maybe we'll do it like down like the middle. But it's only going to be able to like button at the top like that. And then he's going to have like a full like Santa hair and like a beard and everything. And then his little Santa Claus hat is going to be black bandana with like the white trim. And then we have like some black dickies for him. And yeah, it's going to be really cool.
And where's he going to be at?
He's going to be right in front of the shop. You're going to be able to come. He's going to be giving out candy, all that kind of stuff. And you'll be able to take pictures with him.
Is he going to be in the procession at all?
Yeah. So he's going to be riding in a convertible with Miss La Vuelta. And so he's going to be riding in that convertible with her. And then they're going to park here in the front. And then they'll hang out and give out candy and all that.
And the procession starts at 6 p.m.?
Yes. So we do suggest that you get here a little bit early because they're going to start walking at 6.
Perfect. And where does it end?
It ends here in front of the shop.
Okay, perfect. Mm-hmm. And it's supposed to end like around 8 p.m.-ish?
Yeah, it ends like around 8, 9 p.m., yeah.
And there'll be vendors, there'll be lots of free stuff for kids.
Yeah, there's going to be, in the cul-de-sac at the VFW, there's going to be arts and crafts for the kids. There's going to be hot chocolate, champurrado, tamales, everything's like free.
Perfect. So that's
we organized this. Like, we took a lot of time out of our business, like me and Alex, you, Daniel, Judith, we took time out of like our busy schedules to be like, how could we like do something for the kids here in the neighborhood? Because it's like, we do see a lot of kids that are here. And most of the time it's like, when we're announcing something on Walk the Block or like through our own social media, we're like, come and shop and do this and do that. And it's like, this Saturday is like a really good time for, it's like, just come out and like enjoy some like free stuff, and there's gonna be a lot of stuff happening. And so we really want for there to be things for the kids to do, because there is a lot of kids here. And like, I remember being a kid during the holiday seasons, and you're just kind of like, it's like the best time of the year for a kid. So, and
there's going to be ornaments that they can paint.
Yeah.
There's going to be face painting. There's going to be just a lot really tables set up in the cul-de-sac that's completely free.
Yeah.
Completely
there's a science tent.
Yes, a STEM.
We really want to bring in like science, engineering, mathematics, arts into like, into the community, so like that people could, go to like those routes, but it's like, we really want to like, for people to, I feel like science is awesome because it's like, it's very hands-on, so there's going to be a science tent, all that kind of stuff. So we're really excited about it.
Saturday.
Saturday.
December 18th.
Yeah.
From 12 to 8 p.m.
Yes.
See you there.
Exactly.
You. Next topic. Are we ready? Are we ready for questions from the gram? Mm-hmm. We got a couple questions. I picked a couple questions out for you today.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me grab them here. Anything you want to say while I'm looking up these questions?
I don't know. Hurry up.
Say something. Come on, say something.
Well, I'm really looking forward to like Sunday, to where it's like it's all like just kind of maybe Monday. Monday I'll be like, fuck yeah. Like Monday I'm gonna sleep all day. Like I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna kind of like hang out. So don't expect anything.
So the first question, and I really, really love this question because it's something that I've been asking Claudia myself, you know, and I feel like once this person's asked this question, now it's on the podcast, so you'll have to make something official about it. So thank you, Combine and Create, for asking this question. When is the So Loca official fashion show happening? And maybe including other local designers?
Yeah. I'm all about all that, you know? So it's like, I've been wanting to have a fashion show for a while now. I think I would want to do it around my birthday month, which is in July. And it's a perfect time to like have like something outdoors, all that kind of stuff. We have had a fashion show before. This was like, what year was that?
That was like 2014. But I'm talking about that was our first year.
But it was really good.
It was good.
It was really good.
But we could do way better.
No, yeah. Now knowing like what we know, because it was like intense and very hectic, and I was like, oh shit. Now knowing what we know, I'm like, I could definitely do this and do it like really well and like have a good time and have enough time to like be able to execute it and just, you know. So yeah, I really want to have something in July. It gives us enough time to be able to like prep for it, like do, you know, it's like get ready for that, because it's like with a fashion show, like, you know, what I'm envisioning, it requires a lot of money.
Logistics.
And money,
logistics, but that's the thing. So you're announcing it for July. Can we at least say that we put that down on the goal board?
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
July.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vanessa, from Combine and Create. I've been trying to get her to solidify a date forever, and you just made it happen. Thank you.
I like that you're putting me on the spot here, so then like that people could be like, that bitch fucking said July.
You said it. Now you got to make it happen. And that's plenty of time. Come on. We got like 6 months, you know, to start planning now, creating outfits from scratch. And she's right, like including other local designers, you know, like that's a beautiful idea. Beautiful.
Yeah. And to me, like, it's like we've done that before, right? And it's like, it's really about like, hey, like utilizing our platform in order to uplift someone else, right? And it's like, I love that idea. Like, you know, it's like, I feel like I've like lived that for a long time, you know, and that's how I was raised. Like, it's like, if you have something, it's like, you know, like make sure that if someone else doesn't have that, you could always be like that person to like share that with them. You know, so it's like, I'm really excited about like that kind of like, you know, showcasing other designers and like what they do and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm excited.
July 2022, So Loca Fashion Show. It's happening.
Yeah.
Next question. This question is asking, Claudia, what does Logan Avenue mean to you?
So I never imagined being in the position that I am now, like with like basically organizing things and doing all that kind of stuff. And so like I knew like what moving in here was going to be, right? And like it's like I had heard about like Mario Logan and like Logan Ave and all that kind of stuff. And to me, like it was like that similarity of like where I was born and raised, you know? And it's like for me, it was like one of those things where it's like, you know what, like there's a lot of small businesses here, right? And being able to like have these connections with them where it's like we're all surviving together, you know, and thriving together and making sure that it's like we're all in contributing to like this common goal, right? And we're all contributing to where it's like we're not just coming here and like making money and being like, see you later. It's like it's really about like, hey, how could what are the needs of the community and how could we help with that? Like what platform do we have like as business owners, and how could we like also voice like our concerns that the community also has, you know? Because I feel like that's important, like being able to utilize like, your voice as an entrepreneur or business owner, you know, and utilizing that to basically like call out for the needs of the community that is here, you know, and being able to speak for the people that can't speak, you know. And it's like I feel like I have like this, you know, I like people. I like making like these connections and everything. And it's like, I know we put ourselves in like this position of being like, hey, like we have a nonprofit and we're going to, you know, try to bring, you know, like funds for like the businesses and, you know, for them to all be able to survive. Cause it's like, that was like one of the biggest things, right? During the pandemic is like businesses closing and we were like, they're closed. And if more shops close, that's going to be accelerated gentrification, you know? And so for me, I was like, dude, like I know these people, you know, I know what they go through. Like I've been through that, you know? So it's like, how do we like help build, like have this communication with everyone where people feel like they're comfortable enough to have this conversation and be like, dude, like shit's hard. Like, what could we do together, you know? But, and I feel like we could only grow and have like this really strong thing if like everyone is truly working together, you know? And it's like, it's not about like having like this title of like, I fucking did this. It's not about that. It's really about like, hey, like, yeah, this is great. Like we're all doing this together, but it's like, what's the common goal, you know? And it's like, there's a lot of that ego of like just putting that ego aside and being like, how could we like work together?
Because if you actually want to get anything done, it's never just one person. It's a completely shared responsibility.
Yeah. And like, I've said it like a million times, like I'm super grateful for Alex because it's like, she's like totally different. Like we're like a yin yang, like she's totally different than like what I am. And it's like, and I feel like we mesh together really well, you know? And it's like, I love having structure and being able to have like things where it's like, I have to do this, and that. And we both have like this mentality of like, we're getting shit done, like crossing it out. And I feel like that's always like fueled us where we're like small little goals, like really do make a big difference for us, you know? So I've enjoyed it. Like it's really difficult, you know, and it's like, you know, you take a lot of time out of your business to be able to like plan these things and do these things and all that. And it's like, I signed myself up for that, you know, and it's not easy. Like I've never would have imagined being in that position, you know, but it's like, I do enjoy it. You know, there's times where I'm like, oh my fucking God, like, why am I doing this? But at the same time, it's like nothing in life that is good is easy. And like, I don't know, like I just kind of see it as like a challenge that I kind of want to do, and it's my jam right now.
100%. So, okay.
Yeah.
Well, those are the questions from Questions of the Gram.
Yeah.
Those are kind of the two I pulled out. We're on a time limit here, so we're kind of keeping things moving. And the next segment, we're actually going to reach out to like face-to-face time, Mr. Mylor, which we met recently.
Yeah.
Mylor basically, he has the sewing machine, and we've seen him at Balboa Park. We've seen him at OB, different places like that. And he reworks clothing. You know, he has like the sewing machine out there, which I thought was super, super cool. You know, basically just seeing him bringing actually the sewing machine out to the farmers markets and stuff like that, sewing live.
Yeah.
So I think as soon as we saw that, we're like, oh my God, we need to talk to this person.
Yeah.
We need to somehow reach out to him. And he's going to be our face-to-face FaceTime subject today.
Yeah.
And what
I'm really excited because it's like, I feel with sewing, there's so many like outlets, right? Of like that you could mess around with the sewing machine and do this and do that. And so for me, like sewing is endless knowledge, endless like challenges, endless everything. So for me, I'm like, oh my God, like when people are excited about sewing or just sew, I'm like, that is like the coolest thing. And especially when people are like younger, then you're like, I have faith in humanity.
Because so many people come into the shop and the first thing they say to you is, oh, my great grandma sewed.
Yeah. Or my grandma or my aunt or, you know, and then you're just kind of like, she must have been super cool.
You're like, anybody younger? Is there anybody?
And now, like, I feel like more people are kind of like getting into it where it's like, there was like that shift, right? Where it was like, there's no masks, and people are making a shit ton of money with masks and stuff. And so people were like, I need to fucking learn how to sew. And so people, did that, and which is fine. Like, dude, like, if a skill is going to like basically like encourage you to freaking like start it because it's like there's like money involved, that's great. I feel like sewing has always been like such like a therapeutic thing for me, where I'm like, oh, I love sewing. Like it's very meditative. It's like I could seriously sit there and just be like, the humming of the machine, and just like especially when it's something where it's repetitive, because it's like I have to make 60 zipper pouches by the end of this week. So being able to do that, and like last week I did 30 zipper pouches in an hour, so it means that I could make a zipper pouch in 2 minutes.
And I think
I'm kind of proud of myself for that.
Some kids see the sewing machine and they're like, oh my God, what the fuck am I going to do with that?
Yeah.
But it's just getting to see like, no, that machine equals freedom. Yeah. That machine, if you master that machine, you're a master of your own destiny.
Yeah.
You can be your own boss. You have that freedom. That skill gives you freedom.
And it's also one of those things where it's like you can make anything. Like everything you're wearing is made with a sewing machine. And then like the chair that you're sitting on, like the cushion is like sewn with the sewing machine. And so like if you start to break things down, everything around you is sewn. But it's like we lost a lot of that value.
Because it's sewn someplace else.
Exactly. So being able to see like someone like Mylor and like other people where they're like actually sitting there and sewing it, as opposed to like where your shit's getting made from like Forever 21 or Zara or whatever. It's like, I don't know if people have actually seen inside of like their working like area or whatever, but it's like all it is like people sewing one piece at a time and then passing it over, and someone sews another piece, so it's not like how we're doing it, where it's like we make the thing from start to finish. It takes so much skill to be able to do that, so it's like for someone to like just do one piece and then pass it over, there's not any skill level behind that, and you're able to like pay people piecework, which now they actually passed the law that you can't. So it's like it's actually hourly now. And so that's how like a lot of like companies started getting away with like basically paying people like not livable wages, because it's like they would say, well, if you're fast enough and good enough, you'll be able to make 100 of these in like 10 minutes. But it wasn't that. It was like you had to like be like super speed in order to like do that. And then people were having like these, situations where they're like, oh shit, like I'm making like $5 an hour at this company. And so all that stuff had to change, because it's like these were like outlets for people not to be able to get paid livable wages for clothes that people brag about having, and these are like clothes like Shein is like a super big one, Forever 21, like Zara, H&M.
And we don't want you to feel bad about your clothes.
You should feel bad. You should feel bad.
That Forever 21 outfit you're wearing right now, look down on it. I mean, look at it.
It's like Cinderella. By midnight, it's going to dissolve.
It's going to,
But it is. Look, there's nothing wrong with, like, obviously we're all, like, on this budget and everything. That's fine. Like, thrift. Definitely thrift. Do that. But it's like, they're very problematic, because what ends up happening is that you're switching from one outfit to another outfit to another outfit, like, and that happens where it's like you're going and buying, and it's like these fabrics that are synthetic fabrics, which what ends up happening is that they end up in a landfill and they take forever to disintegrate. And so for them to decompose in this freaking landfill takes a really long time. As opposed to like if you're wearing like a cotton shirt or linen or wool or leather, these are natural fibers. So they don't take a long time to decompose if they are in a landfill. But it's like really like being conscious of that kind of stuff, because it's like, I don't know if like people have realized, but like global warming is like real. And like we're seeing it with like our weather, we're seeing it with like how we're getting sick, all that kind of stuff. So it's like people have to be really conscious of that kind of stuff.
But it was hard to connect it to clothing. But I think just pretty recently, within the last 5 years, I think they've made that connection with all this wasteful fast fashion clothing and stuff like that, and how that affects climate change. But I think people kind of had a hard time realizing how does clothing affect that, but it does a lot. It's a huge
textiles pollutant. So textiles are like a huge thing, right? Where it's like how it's getting printed, all that kind of stuff, like what kind of dyes, all that. So it's like it's really being like mindful of like where are you getting your stuff, you know? And like the biggest flex is like being able to like have like this, you know, this item that you're like, this is like, you know, like it's an environmentally friendly fucking shirt or whatever, you know, and then you're like, that's so cool. That should be like a flex as opposed to being like, this is like a fucking Shein fucking thing, you know? And so, you know, I think that more people are like becoming aware of like what's happening, and, you know, it's a very like, it's one of those things where like since people are aware, they're more likely to spend a little bit more money on it than like something.
Just updating. Want to just jump in and update. We reached out to Mylor, and he's just having a little bit of technical difficulties with his phone, but he said he's working on it. But I figure what we can do is we can move on to the next section, and if he does thing, we'll just interrupt it. We'll just bring him in.
Cool.
Perfect. So we're skipping face-to-face time for now, and we're moving directly into... Wait. Oh, there he is. Face-to-face time. I love it. Perfect.
We spoke too soon.
We always do. Mylor, I know you're going to be there any second now. I can feel it.
We're so
going to do like 1, 2, pop, 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 pop.
It's like, it's really...
There he is.
Hi.
Hey.
Wow, that looks so cool.
Awesome.
We are so excited to have you on here.
I'm excited to be here.
Just waiting on the audio. Perfect. We got you. We can hear you now.
Woohoo!
How's it going?
It is going great. We are very, very excited. I feel like we've like been talking about you for like a really long time, and so finally to get to meet you and to like see you doing your thing at the OB's Farmer Market was freaking amazing. And we're really excited because it's like I feel like the sewing industry has really changed. We were just talking about that, how my biggest thing was that a lot of people have always been like, well, why is your jacket selling for this much when I could get one at Ross for $10? And then you're like, motherfucker, I took me. You know, so it's like, it kind of like sucks to be compared to like, well, I could get it for like way cheaper, you know. Have you ever encountered something like that?
Oh, yes, a lot. It's just the difference between going to Ross and going to me. I shop at Ross for certain things, but I wouldn't compare Ross to the things that we do because Ross is a big company. They don't really put as much time and effort as we do.
True.
Into the thing.
Yeah.
And that's just people being cheap.
So true. Yeah.
So what was the beginning? What first got you to pick up the sewing machine?
I think it was just quarantine was ending. So the ending of quarantine, I had always done clothes. So it was just, I guess it was time for me to become a cut and sew type of designer opposed to a niche designer.
Yeah. That's so cool. And I feel like there's a lot of like the value of like having your sewing machine out like with you, like that adds so much value because a lot of times people are like, do you make everything or what happens here? And so I feel like that's really like bridging that, you know, where it's like, do you make everything or is it just like what happens here? So it's like I feel like having that sewing machine really bridges that gap.
Yes, for sure. I mean, it's a way for me not to talk to people. I'm kind of
oh my god!
Well,
it sounds very familiar.
Yeah,
it's just I get looked out by a lot of people for some reason now, and it's a lot of people. I get a lot of attention under that tent, so it was for me to really not not have to communicate because I don't feel like I should have to. I don't feel like I should be crazy Larry and I have crazy prices and I have good deals of the day because my work should speak for itself.
Yeah.
Like the shirt I have on today.
Yeah.
I don't. I can see it.
That's so cool.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah, I just put the.
is this
It came
Spider-Man?
off a quilt. No, it's a little guy.
Oh,
A little.
Oh, that is so cute. I love that.
Thank you.
Dude, I saw a lot of like really cool stuff in your booth yesterday, and I was like, dude, that Britney freaking crew neck was super cool. Like, I love that. I was like, oh my God. We all love shaved head Britney.
There it is.
Dude, that is the
There it
coolest
is.
freaking thing. So if anyone wants to give me anything for Christmas,
Super cool.
you know, but that is like so cool. And I loved the one that you stepped on that has like your footsteps on it, that you were like, oh, a lot of people do acid wash and I want to do my own version of it. That was so cool. And it's like utilizing like the stuff that you have to create like these patterns on like that jacket was really freaking cool.
Thank you. Thank you. It's really, I'm just super poor. Like, I'm super.
You know what? That's the best way of like getting creative. I feel like utilizing whatever you have as opposed to like those endless, like if we had endless resources and supplies, like I don't think we would get as creative.
For sure. Like, I mean, I guess being creative is that to me. Like, I mean, I can't fault away from it because that's literally that's all I am. I'm just super creative. And
Yeah.
I know how, I guess I just learned how to put that out or let other people witness it because I really don't like a lot of, I don't like a big crowd. I've never been a big crowd type of person.
Yeah.
So just being able to express how I feel through art or it's an amazing feeling because I can literally do however I'm feeling. I can show that day. Whatever I make, I can show it in whatever I make.
And Mylor, where do you find your inspiration on a daily basis?
I'm inspired always. I'm always inspired. I'm thinking about making something right now. Like
That's so awesome.
my mind is gone away trying to. I'm just always thinking of things, and the most interesting part is I'm most creative at in between 1 to 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's awesome. It's probably because we don't have any distractions at that time.
Distractions ever. I don't have a girlfriend or anything, so I'm always me and my sewing machine. This is my girlfriend right here,
Yes.
and we make babies. I sell it I sell it to people, and the crazy part is that I would pay people so I can make their clothes. It's all about the money, but it's not about the money to me
Yeah.
because that's the reason I don't yell my prices, or that's the reason I don't have price tags because I can't sell like I told you yesterday, I can't
Yeah.
sell the little that wants the shirt, that genuinely wants the shirt. I can't sell it to her for the same price that I would sell it to a dick. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know if I can say.
Yeah, you can say
You can.
all kinds of bad words and yeah.
Okay. Well, I couldn't sell it to that person for that price like I would do the 16-year-old kid because you have a lot of people that judge, they critique my work by me, and that's just the reality of it.
That's
And
true.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, sometimes I'm not because this is my only job. This is
Yeah.
my only job. So I have a tricky kind of relationship with the guy at the burrito stand. I give him money, he gives me burritos. If I don't have any money, so I try to keep that relationship healthy. And if I don't make, I can't eat.
That's true.
And also, Mylor, I noticed your Instagram account has pots and pans socks. What
Yes.
was the origin of the socks?
because before I left Kansas City, which is my hometown, I used to make socks. Well, I still make socks, and it was just the process of making socks. And clothes kind of took a turn on itself on its own because people really like the clothes. They love the socks. Like honestly, when I came here, I caught an Uber from Arizona, and the way I think, I had came here on vacation maybe a couple months before and saw a lot of barefoot people. Me making socks, I see the barefoot people, and I'm like, oh snap! I can sell these people socks.
Yeah.
So I mean, that literally is the reason how the socks came about. But it was from shoes to socks to clothes to like to what I'm doing right now. And
Yeah.
I
And we're
still make some. I made some a couple weeks ago, but it's just like stuff like this shirt. Let me show you this one. This is what the people want.
oh,
That's
beautiful.
so cool. I
Super
love
cool.
that.
Super cool.
Paint it's paint or die, like, or be creative or die.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we were put on this planet to be. Was
So
be
true.
creative,
And
be makers.
how many days a week would you say that you pop up?
Well, since it's cold now, I say like 4 days. But at first, it used to be all week. I was in Ocean Beach. It was only two people that was in front of me, and I've been doing this in Ocean Beach for like almost 3 years now. And so it's kind of like all week, 5 days, because people weren't buying my stuff.
Yeah.
So just to get in their face every day, like, and just be there, I just went 4 to 5 days a week.
I feel like the consistency of like always just showing up regardless if like you make money, which is really difficult, is like I feel like sometimes someone comes and then you're like, they're like they see it and they discover you and they're like, "Oh my god, this is so great. This is so great. I don't have any money now." But it's like the next week they show up and if you're not there, they're like, "We were really looking for him." So it's like that consistency always like helps. Even though it's like
Yeah,
really difficult because at the end of the day, it's like it could get discouraging where you're like, I'm not fucking being able to sell anything or do anything. And so that always sucks. But at the same time, it's like just being there. People are like, I guess we should give in and buy something.
that's the thing that I don't want. I don't want the sympathy. I want the dollar. I want the dollar from the person that's going to take their shirt off and put
Yeah.
my shirt on.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole reason that I do this. Like I am a big person that gives away. Like I love to help. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not trying to sound cliche, but I literally love to help. Even the long haul goal for my company is a project that I call Sock Stock. Sock Stock is the idea that it is to give away a mass amount of socks twice a year.
Nice.
Beautiful.
I honestly, in heavily homeless populated areas where we'll do all of California. We'll do we'll go all states over state. And by the time we do our third state, I think that people will get wind of it and they will realize that we haven't been using funding for any other companies. We haven't been third party, giving it to a third party to give it to donate it. I think that will kind of boost my company into like a young philanthropist type of thing. And I think it'll work out. It's all about pots and pans.
Yeah.
It's people that prosper and struggle.
So true.
That's that's the that's the actual name of my company.
Pots
But
and
I just
pans.
yes, sir. I just coined it as pots and pans, and the names came at the same time. Like pots and pans came, and then people off the streets prosper and never struggle follow right behind it.
So, Mylor, would you say that you'd be down in 2022 sometime to do a pop up in front of the shop?
Heck yeah.
Okay.
For sure. For
Let's do
sure.
it. Let's do it then.
Done
Let's make it
and
happen.
done.
Let's make it happen.
I am definitely interested. I mean, I want to do all the things that I can, like, but see, it's just me. It's no marketing team. It's no um, shipping and receiving team. It's no phone service. It's just me. And I sold 12 hours a day. 12 hours a day. And it's kind of hard to do these things just by myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing it and I'm going to keep doing it until I find me a cracked, you know what? I'm going to find me I'm like Iron Man. I'm going to find me a pepper.
Right?
And when I pepper, we'll do a lot of things.
Hell yeah.
We're excited for that.
Very
I
excited.
definitely got Facebook like I'm right now. I don't know if people. I probably have like 12 fans, so it's not a lot of fans on my.
Hey, we got to start somewhere, right?
100%.
Oh yeah. It's been like 7 years I've been doing. Well, socks. I did shoes first, so I think about 7 years. I just got a Facebook post today, and it says 7 years ago.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
I was working at this place called Allison, where we used to make transmission husks for Allison Transmissions, and it was so shitty. It was like a 14,000 degree vat of molten lava that you take out in a scoop and walk over to a mold, and you drop it in the mold, and the mold is like 900 degrees.
Whoa.
So it freaking sucked.
What's playing in the background right now? Sorry, this was us yesterday visiting Mylor at the OB Farmers Market.
I noticed your jacket before I noticed you.
Yay.
Oh, look, there's the pants. See?
Yeah.
There's the patches. That's all of his stuff displayed there.
I try not to put out a lot of things because the more bigger things you have, I think it kind of looks like a messy. Like it's messy. So I try to leave it skeleton, my tent skeleton, so you can see all the way up.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't see for miles, like looking left and right, but if you look up, you can see for miles. So I just try to keep it open, just try to keep things there that the people that like it, they'll like it, and they'll be able to see.
Because they're so unique that each piece, I'm sure, brings people in. Like, I'm sure you get people stopping by the booth all the time just telling you, how much they love your stuff and how unique it is.
We'll say kind of, because it's like just in that part of town, it's a lot of different type of energy there. You have the people that like clothes are so universal.
Yeah.
Just let me grab something.
Oh, look, there you go.
I know.
Now I'm going to have to get it for you now, right?
You're going to have to.
It's Christmas time.
You're going to have to.
It's still available, right, Mylor?
You better hurry up because,
right?
They sell fast, so I would like it before the holidays.
I'll get it before we release the podcast.
So universal is I picked something that is so universal that everybody has on clothes. Nobody is not wearing clothes, so it's not like a barber where a barber he might wait for somebody to come get their hair cut. Everybody has clothes on, so you can see it. You'll see the people like they're floating to the garment. When they see it, they're floating to it. Like, oh shit, I love that garment. But then when they get to the door, when they get to the pop-up, it's like, I don't know if I want to come in or not. Fine. But that's what keeps me on my toes to make nice stuff. Mm-hmm. I have copycatters. I have a lot of, and it's okay with me, but it's not okay because people aren't being creative. And I'm okay with people not being creative, but I'm not okay with, how do I say it? I'm not okay with people literally doing the exact same thing that I do.
Yeah.
Like you have to have some type of originality.
Yeah. And I feel like you have like that very original like look to you. You have like a lot of like that kind of like style, all that. So it's like I feel like we all like sometimes get into that like kind of state where it's like someone is trying to like do the same thing that you are and you're just kind of like, what the fuck? But
no, they can do it. Like I keep hearing the comment like, oh man, we're doing the same thing. And it's like, brother, no, you're doing what I'm doing. I'm doing me and you're doing what I'm doing. which is okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But don't get it confused with we're doing the same thing because I'm sewing while they're with their girlfriend. I'm sewing while they're
Mm-hmm.
with their. I'm sewing, and
Mm-hmm.
it's at the end of the day, it'll show. It's gonna show.
Big
Yeah.
time. Big time.
For sure. For sure.
But thank you again, Mylor. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you again so much.
Thank you for taking the time and talking to us. And it was really, really nice meeting you. And I'm pretty sure we're going to freaking see you again real soon.
Very soon.
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm definitely open to do the pop up in front of the store.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Thank you again,
You're
Mylor.
invited.
We appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
It was good
Thank
seeing you.
We'll see
Nice
you.
to see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Awesome. That
He's
was
so
super cool.
cool.
Super, super cool. Thank you guys. I know we're kind of our time is probably a little limited, so we're gonna kind of
Do
this last part, and it's good because we only have like the what's next section.
Yeah.
You know, we'll keep it kind of brief.
Yeah.
You know, we usually talk about our next drop and this and that, but let's just kind of keep it since we're kind of coming to the end of the year.
Yeah.
Let's just set at least each of us set a goal for 2022.
Is this our last podcast for the year?
No, I think we have one more. But right, because there'll be one more that we'll record before January.
Oh, okay.
But it will come out after
cool.
January. So
Cool.
this is going to be our setting the intentions for 2022 episode.
Yeah.
Okay? Do you want to go first?
No, you go first because I don't even know.
Oh, well, fuck. Well, my goal, basically it's been my goal for a while, but definitely in 2022, we are going to make this happen. And it's
Yeah.
a small goal. It's not a huge thing, but I definitely want to add someone to the Soloka team.
Yeah.
I want to add someone that has good sewing skills that can help you.
Yeah.
You know, so it leaves you more time to basically do the one-of-one pieces, like the great art pieces and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But a lot of the reworking stuff, like it would be so great if we can add somebody to the Soloka team and to help out with that stuff. But not only that, to be able to pay them a livable wage for sewing.
Yes.
Like that's the main thing. Adding somebody to the team, but not only adding them to the team, being able to freaking support them with a livable wage.
Yes.
That is the ultimate goal, and I think that would help us out so much. It would help you so much.
Yeah.
Because I don't think a lot of people know. Like, I don't sew.
No.
Nobody
It would
else
be
around
nice
us
if you did.
sews. So it's like every single thing in this shop that is made by you.
Yeah.
So if
These hands.
but it doesn't allow you to have a bad day.
No. And
Because you even if you get sick or whatever, like
well, I get migraines a lot, like all the time. And so even with migraines, like I still have to come in here and be like, fucking do what you have to do because it's like there's no time to like slow down or to do anything. And, you know, sometimes it sucks because it's like you're just fucking, I'm taking like Tylenol after Tylenol after Tylenol just to kind of like feel a little normal. But it's like, it would be nice. I only have one day off, which is Monday, and I don't even feel like that's even a day off. So it would be really nice just to kind of like have help and to kind of like, you know, because it's like, I feel like I need to be able to like, obviously like tell someone, hey, can you do this, you know, and delegate tasks. And I feel like I've never been in that position. So it's like, I don't like telling people what to do, but it's like, it's one thing that I have to do in order for my business to keep growing.
well, it has to grow. Yeah, we have
Yeah.
to because we've even seen going over the numbers for the year, like we're pretty consistent. Like we're numbers month after month, like we're pretty good and consistent. But it's like I just want to see growth.
Yeah.
You know, and you can only grow so much when one person is sewing everything.
Yeah.
Because you hit a limit
Yeah.
at a point.
I'm pretty fast though.
You are fast, believe me. You've been doing this for the whole
Pretty
year.
fast.
This whole last year has just been you.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's fucking impressive.
It's difficult because then you're like, you know, you want someone to like, you want to find someone that's also going to be like, because it's like, I know what I'm capable of doing. So then I'm like, okay. And obviously like, you know, like making sure that they could also keep up with that kind of production and how like it's very fast, you know? And so that's like one of the things where it's like, I guess creating like a list of the requirements and all that kind of stuff is like really important before we start to kind of even start to search someone out. But that is definitely something that we want to do for 2022.
100%. And
Yeah.
what did that give you enough time to kind of think of what you want?
I mean, I think that like for 2022, like I really like for my personal self, like I really want to work on like setting boundaries, like setting like really like hard boundaries and just being like, hey, this is who I am, like, you know, and like really being like a little bit more communicative with people and just making sure like that what my needs and wants are met, you know, and just becoming an overall like better person. Like I always feel like there's room for improving that, you know, and I'm always open to that. And like I feel like if I'm a better person, like I could become like a better wife, a better mom, a better everything. So I'm always open to like becoming a better version of myself. And for the business, like I really, really, really want to like get to like that stage where it's like it's just like more sales online, like just being a little bit more consistent with that, you know, and just kind of like getting into like more of like the flow, you know, where it's like it's this day, this and that, you know, and just really committing to it and saying no a lot more.
You've been saying no a lot this year, though.
Yeah, but I think I need to say more, even more.
Even more.
Yeah. So because it's like we don't do custom sewing or tailoring. And I feel like we're still having a lot of people, they're like, can you tailor this? And I'm like, no.
Well, I mean, we spent the last 7 years of our business, like previously, like marketing ourselves as tailoring.
Yeah.
So it's like we did a good job at that, but then suddenly during the pandemic, we switched. So we can't fault people for like coming in thinking we're a tailoring shop. I mean, it happens all the time. And I know it gets annoying to keep telling them no, but we did just make this sudden shift. So
yeah. But I also feel that like a lot of people see a sewing machine and then they're like, she'll do a hem. And it's not like, it's more utilizing it as like something where it's like, hey, like we're creating things in here, we're designing things in here. And I feel like it's so new. There isn't a lot of spaces that do that. So it's like, I get it, but it's kind of like, give people a little bit more of like that, like credit of like, we're not just like hemming stuff.
Well, they'll come in here and they'll be like, oh my God. First they'll hit you with praise. Like, Claudia, that thing you designed was so beautiful. You made it from scratch, and they'll give you praise. And then they'll pull like a pair of shorts out and be like, can you fix the bottom of this? And it's like, you just spent the last 20 minutes praising me for my artistry, and now you want me to fucking do this, whatever. It's like, come on, give me a little bit more respect.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And it's, you know, it's like, I feel like anyone sees a sewing machine or people know that you sew and they're like, oh my God, can you hem my pants? And you're like, I mean, not everyone that like has a sewing machine like does that kind of stuff. So it's like, I feel like changing that narrative, right? Like, I feel like that's really important because it's like we've seen sewing as like you're either a seamstress or you're like a tailor. And so then it's like, no, you could do other stuff. So it's like, I really like enjoy like having these conversations with other people that sew because it's like, they're also like, we're changing the narrative for that. And so it's so different where it's like, I'm sure people are like, you know, having these conversations where it's like someone is bringing like, hey, can you hem these pants? And then you're just kind of like, what the fuck? But it's like, obviously like a hem is like super easy, but there is dedicated people that do that, you know? And it's like, you know, like giving the people the respect that they, you know, it's like you're not going to go to like, I don't know, like someone else that does like some kind of skill and then ask them to do something totally different and you're just kind of like, no. So it's like, it's just kind of like if you see a sewing machine, like, you know, if it's not saying like we do tailoring, they probably don't.
So just don't assume.
Don't assume we do tailoring.
Perfect. Well, I think that's a great way to end today's episode, Skills Pay Bills number 3 TV.
Yes.
And I think we got a lot off our chest. It was actually really good, really great, really awesome.
Yeah.
And super happy about it.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm always happy. Look, we'll do a mic drop.
Mic drop. Mic drop. Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
Fuck
Thank
yeah.
you.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah. Signing
You're so
off.
drunk.
Signing off. I'm completely sober right now. That's the problem.
Oh, okay. That is so